Body scan meditation, week 2 practice. A body scan meditation can be quite relaxing, but unlike a progressive muscle relaxation session, the purpose of a body scan is not relaxation. The purpose is mindfulness awareness of the body, its sensations, and our thoughts about the body. Like a basic strategy for mindfulness, it is important to practice non-judgmentalness. The purpose of these meditations is to train a non-judgmental awareness that does not create arbitrary relationships between thoughts and sensations or between awarenesses and actions. One example might be the sensation of hunger in the body and then the judgment, I must eat. Hunger means I must eat, only because we've attached a judgment to our awareness. Hunger is just hunger. It is a normal function of the digestive system. There's no need to attach a must action following our awareness of hunger. Rather, we can simply say, that is hunger, and let it be what it is and what we experience. This, of course, is just one example of how we begin to follow a feeling, a thought, or a sensation, and end up missing the perfectness of each moment. This week, the assignment will be to practice this body scan meditation twice a day using this guided sound file. It's important to use this file as your guide for each session during the next 2 weeks to help you really master your practice of awareness. Even if you find yourself relaxed in your body, pay attention with your awareness to that part of the body where I direct your attention. It can almost feel like your body may be asleep and yet your mind is awake. To begin, you may sit in a chair or lie on a mat or even recline in a chair or lie on a bed. This is your meditation practice, and you can really experience it in any way that's valuable to you. The purpose is to increase your awareness of your body, and then in the weeks following a daily practice to intuitively increase your awareness of the body in a non-judgmental way, mindfully able to move towards acceptance of discomfort or acceptance of limitations and to embrace each moment of having a non-toothache. Now that you've found a comfortable place and have turned off your phone and turned off your online messenger services, we're ready to begin. Our time will begin with the sound of a small bell, and will end with the sound of a small bell. As you mindfully breathe in and breathe out, bring your awareness to your breath, noting the sensations as you breathe in and follow the air as you inhale, and observe the in-breath and the out-breath. It's amazing how after just a couple of breaths that we fully pay attention to how easy it is to become relaxed with the body and note the smooth and rhythmic breaths and what they feel like, where they come from and where they go. As you practice this exercise, you can call an in-breath by its name, in, and an out-breath by its name, out. Noting how this practice of mindfulness brings our attention to this perfect moment. Now gently bring your attention to the solar plexus. This is the bundle of nerves in the core of our body, behind the stomach and lower than the breastplate. In personal fitness training, this is often called our center of gravity, and in metaphysics, you can find it right above the third chakra on the spine. Although this core is a place of mystical attributes, the role of these nerves and sensations in our solar plexus radiate and extend to every part of the body. You don't really have to worry about its exact location at this point. You're close enough to begin noticing how the breath moves the diaphragm and how it contracts and expands. And you can feel the movement of the organs within you in this area. Perhaps breathing into or even from the third chakra in the spine, or noting the sensations in and around the stomach. Perhaps noting a warmth, a hunger, or even the weight of a belly button ring on this area of the body. Each person will be aware of different sensations in these areas, and each time you practice this meditation, you'll probably note new sensations and new experiences. Mindfully observe these observations with a curiosity brought with each breath mindfully. Bring all of your awareness to this area of the solar plexus, noting the weight of your clothing, the depth of your breath, or the energy as it travels through these sacred and interconnected places of the abdomen, the spine, and the solar plexus. It's also important to note that you have already just practiced something important. Moving a mindful awareness of one thing to a mindful awareness of something else. Mindfulness is not about just one awareness, the breath, but rather a discipline of being able to shift mindfully from moment to moment in between various awarenesses in life. Continue to breathe in and breathe out and mindfully observe the solar plexus and the nearby muscles, organs, and bones. Of course, if at any time you notice a sensation or awareness that's uncomfortable or even distressing, do not judge that awareness, saying this is good or this is bad. Rather, practice being good to yourself and, without following that judgment or harsh thought, bring your attention back to that place you are observing, simply saying, this is my breath. This is my solar plexus. This is my spine. When you're ready to explore more of your body in this moment, take in a breath, inhale, and then breathe the breath out. Following the breath as it's breathed all the way out and down through the core of your body, and follow that breath through the right upper leg. Following that breath through the right lower leg, and imagining the breath flowing all the way into the right foot and into each toe. By doing so, you've moved your awareness in this moment from the solar plexus, our core, all the way to the toes. And you can even wiggle them, noting all of your toes being independent from the other toes. Note the sensations in the toes, in the bottom of the foot and the arch of the foot. And as you continue to breathe, breathing all the way into your foot, curiously observe without judgment the foot, the bones, the skin, even your shoe on your foot. Notice the weight of that shoe on your foot, or the feeling of air on your bare foot. Follow your awareness into the ankle and the bones of the ankle, studying those places in the body. The The practice here is simply to note feelings and sensations and thoughts and to avoid following them. It's perfectly okay if an awareness is uncomfortable or even difficult or sad. It's also okay if you notice strength, comfort, relaxation. The point of the practice is to simply note these things. And when we note them, to accept them non-judgmentally as they are, without becoming enmeshed in these thoughts or these feelings. When you note them, you could actually label them, call them by their name rather than following them. You can say to yourself, that is a comfort, or that is a pressure. And just breathe into the foot, the right foot, observing in this moment, neither regretting the past nor fearing the future. Right now, as it is your toe, your foot, your ankle. It is just what it is in this moment. Now continue to practice directing your breaths into your lower leg, the shins and the calf of the right leg, even the knee of the right leg. Become aware of the texture of the leg, the long hair or the razor stubble, any scars or blemishes, and even the feelings of the muscles. Awareness. Each breath directing your awareness to the lower leg. Again, you don't have to be hard on yourself if you find by studying this part of the body you begin to think of unrelated thoughts or have feelings or sensations. When you note them, just label them and let them be what they are without following them. Returning to a mindful practice with each breath of simply observing and noting the lower leg, the knee. As you breathe in again, direct this breath to the thigh and the large muscles of the leg where you sit or lie. Notice the weight of the clothing on your body and where these muscles are supported by your chair or mat. Of course, our legs are held in place by the hips, the bones of the pelvis, and much of our daily work and exercise is in the large muscles of the buttocks. And if you find your mind wandering by following an unrelated thought, like it's silly to focus on the buttocks, or even that the word itself is silly, simply use it as a cue to mindfully return to your study and awareness of these regions, and practice bringing your awareness back to the sensation of your leg as you sit or lie, or the weight of your clothes and each breath that directs you into this part of the body scan meditation. When you're ready to explore more of the body in this moment, take in another breath, inhale, and then breathe that breath out, following the breath as it's breathed all the way out through the core of your body, and follow the breath through your left upper leg and the lower leg, and imagine the breath flowing all the way to the left foot and to each toe. By doing so, you've moved your awareness in this moment from the right leg to the belly and all the way to the left leg and left toes. You can even wiggle those toes, noting the toes on the left side are independent from the other toes. Notice any sensation in the toes and the bottom of the foot, the arch of the foot. As you become aware of those sensations, simply call them by their name, curiously observing them without judgment. Simply saying, this is a sensation or that is a feeling. And follow your awareness into the ankle and the bones of the ankle. The practice here is to simply note feelings and sensations and thoughts and to, again, avoid following them. It's perfectly okay if an awareness is uncomfortable or difficult or sad. It's also okay if you notice strength or comfort or relaxation. The point of the practice is neither to produce these things or to make these things go away. It's simply to note them, to accept them non-judgmentally as they are without becoming enmeshed in these thoughts or feelings. Now as you continue to practice directing your breaths into the lower legs, the shins, the calves, and even the knee of the left leg, and become aware of the texture, the long hair or the razor stubble or any scars or blemishes, and the feelings of the muscles. Awareness. Our legs carry us where we go each and every day, yet we often don't take the time to study those legs, the muscles, the bones. Each breath directing your awareness to the lower leg. And again, you don't have to be hard on yourself if you find that by studying this part of the body you begin to think or have feelings or sensations. When you note them, just label them and let them be what they are without following them. Returning to the mindful practice with each breath of simply observing and noting the lower leg and knee. As you breathe in again, direct this breath to the thighs and the large muscles under the legs where you sit or lie, noticing the weight of the clothing on your body and where the muscles are supported by your chair or mat. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you can again notice the large muscles of the buttocks, those muscles we rarely pay attention to, and attend to the large muscles on the left side of the buttocks. If you find your mind wandering, by following an unrelated thought like it's silly to focus on the buttocks, or again, that the word itself is silly, simply use that as a cue to mindfully return to your study and awareness of these regions and practice bringing your awareness back to the sensation or state of sitting or lying. As you breathe in again, shift your awareness again to the solar plexus, the belly, the stomach, the organs inside, that spot in metaphysics where the third chakra lies. Simply breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. As you breathe in mindfully, be aware of the air entering your lungs, filling the lungs, and the inhale becoming an exhale. Scan the upper body, feel the muscles used in each breath, and the feeling of the ribs expanding and contracting. Each breath occurs in each moment, and as you scan your body, continue to keep your attention focused on the present moment, gently returning your attention to the body anytime you notice yourself following a thought. Pay attention to the back, the breath being breathed up and down the spine, and notice an ability to breathe through the top of the spine deep into the core and the sensation of openness with each breath. Now shift your awareness to your right arm and your right hand, even to the fingers of the right hand. Direct the next breath as if it's drawing energy from the world around you through the fingers and hand and into your right arm. Notice the right arm, its weight as it relaxes with each breath and the feeling of relaxed and heavy fingers. The right hand is, of course, attached to the wrist, and follow each new breath up the right arm and through the forearm. Noticing the elbow, the bicep, the tricep. And notice the awareness of following it up the breath through the right shoulder. Continue breathing in and out, breathing your breath from the tips of the fingers through the hand and wrist and all the way up through the arm and shoulders. Shift your awareness to your left arm and hand, and even to the fingers of the left hand. Direct the next breath as if it's drawing energy from the world around you through the fingers and hand and into your left arm. Notice the left arm, its weight as it relaxes with each breath and the feeling of relaxed and heavy fingers. The left hand is, of course, also attached to the wrist. And follow each new breath up the left arm through the forearm as you notice the elbow and up into the bicep, the tricep. And notice the awareness of following it up through the left shoulder. Continue breathing in and out. Breathing your breath from the tips of the fingers through the hand and wrist all the way up through the arms and shoulders. As you breathe the next breath, shift your awareness to the breath as it's breathed in. The point where the air enters the nostrils, noticing the pathway of the breath through the throat, and how the exhale feels on the skin of your face, scanning all the tiny muscles of the face as you let them relax. Letting the tiny muscles of the eyelids relax with each breath and letting the jaw muscles loose, noting the feeling of deep relaxation in the face. As you breathe in again, let the muscles behind the ears and the back of the head relax, noting the very top of your head, even the highest hair on the top of your crown. Now notice the feeling of energy and awareness you have in this moment, your presence here and now. Notice each breath is its own time and that you've created awareness of the body by studying each place and breathing into each cell of the body. This is, of course, a healing awareness in both mind and body. As we near the end of our body scan meditation, you may take another moment to just be present in your body with your thoughts and to attend to your emotions. Breathing in, breathing out, present in your body with your thoughts and noting your emotions. As you practice this meditation, at the conclusion of the meditation, you can say to yourself, with each practice session, I accept my body, I own my emotions, My thoughts are my thoughts. I live in this moment. This is my now. And for that, I am grateful. I accept my body. I own my emotions. My thoughts are my thoughts. I live in this moment. This is my now. And for that, I am grateful.